What's up everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll review the Yes4All J-Hooks, specifically the 2x2 version. These are for power cages with a 2" by 2" tubing and a 1" hole. I have two sets of these, and I've been using them for 5 months. I will unbox them and check out the construction. I will show their dimensions. I will mount them up and check out their fit. I will also show how well they work. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Now, let's get started. So, here we go. Here is the box. And here are the J-hooks. There is a left-hand and a right-hand J-hook. They are not two of the same. They are mirrors of each other. And they are made in China. Looking at the construction, there is a solid back plate. The hook is a separate single piece that is formed and welded to the back plate. The gusset is a separate piece that is welded to the back plate and the bottom of the hook. The latch is a piece that is formed at a right angle and welded to the back plate. And last, the pin goes through the back plate and appears to be welded on the back side, underneath the UHMW pad. It also includes a locking knob, which threads through the plate and seats against the power rack to secure the J-hook. Now let's remove the UHMW pads to see the rest of the construction. There are two pads, each held on with two flathead screws. The screws do not protrude all the way through, so they will not contact the rack and interfere with it, and they will not scratch it up. With the pads removed, the welding on the pin is visible. It is welded all the way around on the back side. Taking a look at the pads, they are not solid. They are shelled out on the back side. This provides clearance for the weld around the pin, and it also provides material cost reduction for the manufacturer. It does have support ribs, so it is executed appropriately. The screws are stainless steel, which is nice. For confirmation, here's a magnet, and it does not stick. The screws are stainless. The pads are advertised as being UHMW, which is the ideal material for this application as a result of its excellent impact resistance and slipperiness. It has the slippery feel of UHMW. Here is a known piece of UHMW. I hit them both with a center punch to test them. The black piece appears to have experienced more damage than the white piece. Unfortunately, due to the lighting, I just can't get a clear view of the white piece. I gave them both a little scrape with the screwdriver. The damage appears to be the same. My opinion is that it's likely UHMW as advertised. Here is a diagram showing measurements. I measured the overalls with a tape measure and used calipers for the pin. I did not measure the 2" latch opening precisely. And you will see why next when I show the fit. And they weigh in at 3 pounds and 2.4 ounces. Now let's check out the fit. I have two sets. One set is pretty much dedicated for bench press, and the other set is pretty much dedicated for squats. This is for convenience. They are easy to install. You just slide the pin through the hole, then rotate it down for it to latch around the tube. Straightforward and easy. You can finish up by installing the hand knob to lock it down. Note that the threaded rod will dig into the tube, which will damage the paint on the rack. Some people don't like to damage the paint, and some people don't care, and others like the battle scars. I personally do not want to intentionally damage the finish, so I don't use the locking knobs at all. I began making some custom magnetic locking knobs that go into the 1" hole on the back of the rack to prevent it from rotating up. But I lost interest, because honestly, I have not found a locking mechanism to be necessary at all. Looking at the fit, one is a loose slip fit, and the other is a tight fit. Here is the loose one. It has some clearance, but it's not excessive. Here's the tight one. This is pretty much line to line and must be forced on. But it's a snug fit and does not damage any paint. It's just a tight fit. The other pair is the same scenario. It's probably the result of their manufacturing jigs that hold the parts during welding. Here is the loose one. But this tight one is worse. It damages the paint on the rack. I'll identify the high points and grind them down, and stick some new paint on it. Stick around to the end of the video, and I'll repair it at the end of the video. While installed, the back plates are not flat. They are bowed. Holding the top flat against the rack, a visible gap opens up towards the bottom, where the back plate bows out. This is the case for all 4 of these. I suspect this takes place during the manufacturing process. The plate likely warps when the hook and gusset are welded on, as a result of the heat being introduced. Let's move on to the function and see how they work. They hold weight. I have been using these for 5 months, and regularly load them between 200 and 300 pounds with no issues. The slippery UHMW pads allow the weight of the bar to be shifted left to right to center it up between sets. The tall back plate with the UHMW protects the rack post and the barbell from beating each other up when racking weight. Here it is on the bench, and here it is on the squat. As a mechanical engineer who designs machines and components for a living, I think these J-hooks are well designed. However, there are some manufacturing tolerance and fit issues that could be improved, but they do not cause any functional issues with my specific 2 sets. I would definitely buy them again, and I do recommend them. However, my one concern in recommending these is the quality control of their tolerances and fits. I would think that this would be detected and adjusted at some point. Whether they are intended to be loose or tight, they should at least be the same. But these 2 sets made it through like this, so the quality checks have some issues. I cannot guarantee what fit you'll get. I suppose, at worst, if they don't fit, return them. If you are interested in them, they are worth trying. Now, let's fix this one that's too tight. Just visually inspecting it, there's clearance at the back, and no clearance here at the front. This is quickly confirmed by using a piece of paper as a feeler gauge. It slides through no problem at the back, but gets hung up at the front, where there's no clearance. Looking at the J-hook, you can see a couple spots where it's scratching off the paint. Right here in the center, and also on the corner. It is visible that it tapers in. It was not welded on square. The end that clears measures 2.010 inches. That's all good. That'll clear the 2-inch tube. The end that does not clear measures 1.971 inches. That's no good. That's a 30,000th inch interference. It's tempting to just pry it open and open it up a little bit. However, this is some thick plate, and it'll take a lot of force to rebend it. This could definitely result in breaking the welt that holds this piece on, and I don't want to get into re-welding this on. So, I'm going to take the safe route and just grind a little off here. I only need to take off about 30 thousandths. Now it measures in at 2.009. That'll do it. That'll clear the tube. I'll even stick some matching paint on here to finish up. Looking good. Now it's a nice slip fit. No more issues. I think it was a pretty easy fix. I just ground it down a little and stuck some paint on it. So that brings us to the end. My final thoughts are that these are a good value and a good design, but the manufacturing process and quality can have some issues. Maybe you'll get some that fit perfect, or maybe you'll get some that don't fit at all. I really don't know, but this is what I got. With that said, I still recommend them. I think they're worth a try, especially if they're easy to return if they don't fit. Amazon. If you have these, share your experience in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Drop any comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.